just a video here to show you what you would get in the box when you buy the new Britannia Instyle T65. So different than the older style Instyle 65, this is the T65. There's a few differences. So first thing we do, open the box. Be cautious not to go too deep, just to make sure there's nothing inside that can damage. Open up the top. First thing you see, the all-important paper manual. Now the great thing about this, it's all in English, which always helps, and it's quite self-explanatory. It's quite a nice instruction manual to go through. Tells you what accessories you get, so anything you need to know in there. That's got your manual. Also in the top of the box, your power lead, British standard power lead. 1.5 metres long, so long enough to get to your closest socket. Your foot control, so standard foot control, just plugs into the side, a nice size as well. Rubber feet on the bottom so it shouldn't slip on laminate surfaces. And then you get your first bit of polystyrene, so we'll take that out. And then inside, all covered up, firstly is your hard cover. Take that off. Now the hard cover with this, with the Britannia T65, all the Britannias have the hard cover. You get a slot in the front here, a little pocket, so you can put in your foot pedal and any accessories, your power lead, anything like that. If I pop that down there, you'll see that quite nicely. Your foot pedal and power lead sit in the top, just in the front there, and then in the top you've got a handle cut out here, so you're actually lifting the machine and not the cover itself. Move that out of the way. Then we come to the machine. More nasty plastic, I'm afraid, that makes lots of noise. So we'll pull that out of the way, and then you'll get your machine. So basically this is your T65, and the difference between the old 65 and the newer Instyle T65 is here you have a thread trimmer. So this is an underbed trimmer which will cut your threads, your bobbin thread and your top thread after you finish sewing, so you can lock off your stitch, press the button. You don't have to go under, with your scissors. You don't have to pull out meters and meters of thread. Just press the button and it cuts. At the top here, you can see all your different stitches. You've got 65 different stitches, which is the same as the old one. The other difference with this one and the older version has a fully automatic tension or electronic tension, and you can adjust the tension if you want to, if you're doing any techniques, if you're doing fringing or something like that, with this button here. Press the tension button and then you can adjust it plus and minus like you would do with your length and width of stitch. In the accessory part, let's go on to this in a minute. So you have your various different, your feet, your accessories, your needles and things like that in there, and your buttonhole foot. So in the bag itself, you have a standard zip foot. We will open this up in a minute, I guess you can see what we're looking at here. So, from the start, buttonhole foot. Automatic buttonhole foot, the style where your button sits in the back and it will measure the button for you to give you an accurate reading of how big your buttonhole needs to be. You would also get an adjustable blind hemming foot. Now this is nice because if you're doing blind hemming you do have to get it accurate, and this little nut at the side here allows you to move the guide in and out, again to give you a nice accurate measurement there. Standard zip foot. Put your zips in. Then you get a satin stitch foot or clear acrylic foot, so you can do all of your decorative stitching or your satin stitching. You can see where you're going. If you're doing blanket stitch, if you're doing a plique, it's nice to have it clear so you can see where you're going there. And the last foot is your overcasting or your overlocking foot. It will guide you. There's an overlocking stitch on here on the machine. And this foot will guide you in exactly the right place to overlock the edge of your fabric. Little screwdriver, changing your feet, things like that, if you need to use any screw-on feet. You also get a very small T-shaped screwdriver for undoing your needle plate. Spare spool pin, or your auxiliary spool pin, which will sit on there if you want to do a twin needle, anything like that. You get your seam ripper, stitch unpicker, whatever you want to call it. Very useful if you make any mistakes. You get 4 spare bobbins, so all Britannia bobbins, 4 of them. 1 comes in the machine and 3 in the accessory pack. 5 spare needles, as well as the new one you get in the machine. Your little lint brush for cleaning it out. You will also get a large spool holder, so this goes at the end of your spool, and on the machine itself comes with the small spool holder. So depending on the size of your thread, you can obviously put the large one or the small one on. The machine itself will take any standard thread, whether they're short and fat, long and thin, funny shapes, anything like that. Any standard thread it will fit in. So that's basically what you would get with your Britannia Instyle T65. Thanks a lot.